In this video, we will transform this guitar into this. I will show you the steps I took to refinish this guitar, and the mistakes I made so you can avoid them. This is also by no way a professional finish, it is a low-cost rattle pin project. Here are some of the materials we will need. We need wood filler in case the guitar has any holes, and we will need sandpaper to smooth the wood filler and give the spray paint more grip. I actually only used the 400 grit sandpaper. We will also need black primer, as this color shift spray only works based on a black surface. If your base is not black, don't even bother, as you will only get a thin, transparent coat. And we'll need a color shift spray, for example the Oleum color shift spray in Galaxy Blue. We also need a soldering iron and a clear coat spray. Not taken into account the new pickup, the materials for this project costed around $50, and you should plan at least 1 week to complete such a project. So here is the guitar I will spray. It's a used Schecter Omen 6 which is a bit beaten up, but I love how it plays. Step 1. Fill in the holes with the wood filler. Wait the indicated time to let it dry. Step 2. In the meantime, we can remove the neck and hardware. Keep all the screws in bags or put on tape with signs where they belong. Before unsoldering, make sure you take pictures or a video of how exactly what was connected to what. Step 3. Sand the whole finish with 400 grit sandpaper. Make sure the surface feels perfectly smooth as you want it, as the spray paint will not fill in holes and imperfections, which will remain visible despite several coats applied. Also make sure to tape off the neck joint and other parts which should not be sprayed. If you apply several coats to the neck pocket, the neck might not fit afterwards unless you do some sanding. Just tape it off to save this extra work. Step 4. Unless the object is already black, apply a black base coat. I let it dry for 24 hours. You can apply 1 or 2 coats until the surface is completely black. Step 5. Apply the color shift spray on the whole guitar body. Make sure to keep the right distance to avoid runs. I applied a total of 2 color shift coats, 24 hours apart. Apply a top coat to protect your paint. I use this gloss top coat which helps the color shift effect. Step 7. Solder and reassemble the guitar, but make sure the finish is completely dry before you do. Here are some mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Don't rush it. A refinish project requires some patience and time. Mistake 2. Invest some time in sanding. This was my first refinish, so I assumed the body didn't need to be perfect before applying the spray. I wish I would have spent more time on sanding it super smooth before applying the base coat, as the imperfections are still visible. Mistake 3. Spray in an adequate place. I made the mistake to apply the base coat outside, where it was windy and dust particles are flying around which can get stuck on your guitar. So make sure you spray in a well-ventilated, dust-free space. Mistake 4. If there are any dust particles for runs, don't rush to clean them as long as the paint is wet. You will only make things worse. Let the paint dry, and then slightly sand it. Which brings us to the next mistake, sanding too much. especially on corners. Spray paint does not stick very well. It is easy to sand trough your coat and ruin it, especially with this colorshift spray. This happened here. I applied 3 coats of colorshift spray with no result. I slightly sanded it, applied the black primer, let it dry for 1 day and then reapplied the colorshift spray. Overall, I am happy with the result and hope you enjoyed watching this video.